In the last video, we looked at building effect chains in which we routed the snare drum through multiple plugins. In this video, we are going to again look at routing audio from the input to multiple plugins, however this time in a parallel configuration. Let's start by adding our plugins. This time, I will add the reverb and the Fruity limiter. For this demo, I'll run both kick and snare to the plugins, so I'll leave the names to their default values. First, I will route the output of my kick and snare to each of the effects by connecting the outputs to the input of each plugin. Now we need to connect the output of the plugins to the output of Patcher. I'll start by connecting the reverb's output and making adjustments. Now I'll connect Fruity limiter to the output and make adjustments. Now with the way I have routed the audio here, the reverb effect is independent from the limiter. Therefore, the limiter is not being applied to the reverb, nor is the reverb being fed to the limiter. Now I thought I would give a real-world example of where routing like this would be used, and perhaps one of the more common techniques is to be used with parallel compression. This technique is often used with drums, where there will be two drum buses running in parallel to each other. One bus will have no processing applied, while the other one will have a heavy dose of compression applied. This method will allow the original transients of the drums to be heard, while the highly compressed drums provides fullness and body. To demonstrate, I'm using a drum loop on a channel, and on that channel I have inserted Patcher. I will connect the input of Patcher directly to the output. This will give me the unprocessed drum bus. Next thing I want to do is insert a compressor plugin to the Patcher map. For this demonstration, I will use FL Studio Multiband Compressor. Next, I will take the input of Patcher, which is my drum loop, and connect it to the input of the multiband compressor. And lastly, I connect the output of the multiband compressor to the output of Patcher. Now you can see by the map and how the devices are laid out that we have created two parallel buses, one of which will be processed. Now I just need to make tweaks to the compression and set its output level to blend nicely with the original drums. You can hear the difference when I disconnect the compressed bus from the path. So, in this video, we looked at adding effects to Patcher in a parallel fashion, as well as giving a real-world example of its use with parallel compression on drums. In the next video, we'll look at how to add controls to the map that can alter one or more effect parameters.